Zhou looked at the victory notification in front of him and could not help but smile. He actually obtained 75 ranking points at once, allowing his total ranking points to reach 140 points. It seemed that the higher the ranking lord, the higher the ranking score he would obtain. He did not need to rank one after another and slowly accumulate ranking points to increase his ranking. Still, he looked at heaven-chasing city, which had already become ruins in the distance and gradually turned into a phantom before disappearing. Zhou's expression was serious. The heaven-chasing lord was indeed the third-ranked lord of all races. Its strength could be said to be the first among all the lords he had encountered. The heaven-chasing lord was already so strong. How strong would the Great One Lord and the True Lord, who were firmly above the other party, be? Zhou pondered. It seemed that he still had a long way to go if he wanted to defeat all the lords and reach the top of the lord ranking. However, this path was not far for him. There were only 2 opponents left after all. Then, his gaze landed on Wu Xian, who was in the middle of the greedy wolf avatar. At this moment, Wu Xian's expression was calm and high-spirited. Obviously, he was also quite satisfied with his attack just now. Zhou nodded slightly. Wu Xian, who had already recovered to his peak strength, was undoubtedly the second strongest combatant after Nazario. After that, he did not stay any longer and left the Lord battlefield with the soldiers. Blazing Sun Army's base. Zhou 150,000 soldiers by Yun Wu Xian, and the others appeared out of thin air. Let the soldiers rest for a while. Prepare for the ranking in the Lord battlefield later. Zhou ordered. Yes, my lord, Bai Yun and Wu Xian said in unison. Then, the 2 of them went to arrange for the soldiers. After the 2 of them left, Zhou clicked to continue ranking as he opened the Myriad Races Lord Battlefield ranking. And then, he saw his name immediately. Original Spirit Race, True Lord, rank. Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 215 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield ranking. First, Chaos Gods Race, Great One Lord, rank. Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 195 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield ranking. Second, Shepherd's God Race, Heaven Chasing Lord, rank. Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 150 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield ranking. Third, Cerulean Planet Human Race Lord of the Blazing Sun, rank. Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 140 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield ranking. Fourth place. And I'm only 10 ranking points away from 3rd place. Then I can steadily enter the top 3 as long as I win another round of the Lord ranking. A smile appeared on Zhou's face. These 75 ranking points were not for nothing. It actually made him jump from 7th to the 4th place. The other lords would probably be dumbfounded when they saw his sudden leap, right? That was indeed the case. A mythical tier advanced grade lord was the focus of the lords of all races. All the lords were extremely familiar with the lords of each rank. Therefore, when the ranking of the Lord of the Blazing Sun suddenly increased from 7th to 4th, all the lords of the myriad races who were paying attention to the rankings were immediately stunned. Extreme Dragon City. 5 silver Extreme Dragon race members soared in the sky. On the throne in the center of the Extreme Dragon City lived an Extreme Dragon race that was more than 1,500 meters tall. It was the Extreme Venerable Lord. At this moment, it seemed to be resting with its eyes closed, but it was actually diving on the Dragon Race World channel and reading the comments of the other pure-blooded dragons. There were not many pure-blooded dragons in the myriad worlds. For example, the Extreme Dragon race. There were less than 1,000 of them in all of the Extreme Dragon race. Therefore, the Supreme will placed all the pure-blooded dragons in a world channel. In this world channel, other than the Extreme Dragon race like the Extreme Venerable Lord, there were also fire dragons, elven dragons, lava dragons, golden dragons, and other pure-blooded dragons. When the Dragon World channel first opened, all the pure-blooded dragons were very excited. There were very few dragons after all. A pure-blooded dragon might not even encounter another pure-blooded dragon even after living for hundreds or thousands of years. This Dragon World channel could finally allow them to see their relatives, But soon, the dragon race's world channel changed. This was because most dragons were unruly. In addition, bloodline suppression was useless through the world channel. Therefore, even an extreme venerable lord with a noble bloodline would be scolded by the other dragon keyboard warriors on the world channel. The extreme venerable lord did not hold back its status. Often, it would personally scold other pure-blooded dragons when they scolded it. As time passed, the Dragon Race World Channel was about to become a place of dispute. At this moment, the extreme venerable lord had just scolded a pure-blooded dragon troll and was in a good mood. But soon, its mood darkened again when the news appeared. Did you see that? That human lord's ranking just suddenly increased, jumping from 7th to 4th. It's fake, right? How can his ranking increase so much directly? Look for yourself if you don't believe me. Stupid dragon. Who are you scolding? I'm just scolding you. So what? Can't you understand what I'm saying? I'm a noble radiant spirit dragon. How dare you scold me? So what if you're a radiant spirit dragon? If you have the ability, turn into light and hit me. Stupid. Give me the location of your territory if you have the guts. Fuck your fucking ass. Facing this sudden cursing scene, many pure-blooded dragons were used to it and even watched it with relish. Of course, there were also some pure-blooded dragons who were surprised by the news and immediately opened the myriad race's Lord Battlefield ranking. The extreme venerable lord was one of them. When it heard that a lord of a human race had reached 4th place, it had a bad feeling. When it opened the rankings of the myriad race's Lord Battlefield and saw the Lord of the Blazing Sun in 4th place, its dragon face immediately turned ugly. Previously, it had even said unpleasant words to this human lord, mocking him that he would definitely lag behind all the top lords in the future. It did not expect. In the blink of an eye, the other party had raised his lord rank to 4th place. It swept its gaze around and quickly landed on the ranking score behind the heaven-chasing lord. The extreme venerable lord's dragon eyes widened. It clearly remembered that the heaven-chasing lord's ranking score was 190 points. Why did it drop by 40 points now? Could it be? It suddenly thought of a possibility and its gaze lingered between the names of the heaven-chasing lord and the Lord of the Blazing Sun. Could it be that the Lord of the Blazing Sun had defeated the heaven-chasing lord, so his ranking score suddenly increased so much and reached 4th place? Thinking of this, it immediately fell silent. It seemed this was the only reason why there was such a huge change in their scores. Lord of the Blazing Sun. The extreme venerable lord muttered this name and frowned. The reaction of the lords of all races was more or less similar to that of the extreme venerable lord. Among them, the lords of the cerulean planet naturally had the greatest reaction. Many cerulean planet lords observed the changes in the Lord of the Blazing Sun's ranking every day. Many cerulean planet human lords immediately noticed it now that his ranking had suddenly increased so much. Then, they sent this news to the World Channel without hesitation. Soon, the World Channel became lively. The Dragon Lady Lord, the Undead Lord, the Overlord Lord, the Dragon God Lord, the Insect Mother Lord, and other top lords were all alarmed by this news. When these top cerulean planet lords opened the rankings of the myriad races Lord Battlefield and saw the ranking of the Lord of the Blazing Sun, the thoughts that appeared in their minds were the same as the other lords. How did he do it? Even though the other normal lords were also very curious about this matter, they were relatively far from the Lord of the Blazing Sun after all, so they were more curious about something else. That was, where could the Lord of the Blazing Sun of the cerulean planet end up in the end? Could he take another step forward and enter the top 3 of the Lord ranking? Or even 1st place? At this moment, the news of the Lord of the Blazing Sun defeating the heaven-chasing Lord and coming to 4th place on the Lord ranking of all races spread at an unbelievable speed. There was even news of local forces in the High Continent. More than an hour later, Jojo had finally matched up with an opponent. This time, his opponent was an old friend. It was Lord Father, whom he had defeated yesterday. Lord Battlefield, Cold Moss Snowfield. When Lord Father stood in Lord Father City and saw the Lord of the Blazing Sun standing on the opposite side of Blazing Sun City, its expression immediately turned ugly. I've queued for more than 3 hours. Why is it him again? He was extremely depressed. Originally, he had been defeated by the other party before. He had just found out that the other party had defeated the heaven-chasing Lord and arrived at the 4th place on the Lord ranking. After knowing this, Lord Father knew that he was even less of a match for this human Lord. The other party could defeat the heaven-chasing Lord after all. It had already proven that the other party had the strength of the top 3 lords of all races. He might even be comparable to the Great One Lord and the True Lord. Lord Father thought that its territory was very strong, but it did not think that it could compete with the top 3 lords of all races. He did not expect to encounter him again. At this moment, it suddenly saw the Lord of the Blazing Sun standing on the city wall in the distance on Blazing Sun City, waving at him with a smile. Lord Father's face darkened. He did not even summon his mechanical army from reality and directly disappeared into the air with Lord Father City. On the city wall of Blazing Sun City, Zhou looked at the text notification in front of him in shock. The Machina Race Lord. Lord Father has surrendered. You have defeated the Machina Race Lord. Lord Father, Mythical Tier Advanced Grade Lord. You have won this ranking competition. Congratulations. You have obtained 100,000 battlefield points. Congratulations. You have obtained 20 ranking points. Ranking system notification. Your current ranking score is 160. Please continue ranking and obtain a ranking score to increase your ranking. You need to participate in at least one ranking competition every 3 days. Otherwise, your ranking score will drop. He actually surrendered without fighting? Zhou was surprised. He was a mythical tier advanced grade lord after all. How could he surrender just like that? Then he thought for a moment and smiled. It was good to choose not to fight. To save their time. The strength of his territory had increased again after all. If it was said that it was a little strenuous to deal with Lord Father last time, this time he could easily deal with him. Lord Father's action of taking the initiative to surrender was considered a wise move. He opened the rankings of the Myriad Races Lord Battlefield and looked at the top 4. Original Spirit Race, True Lord, Rank. Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 215 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield Ranking. First, Chaos Gods Race, Great One Lord, Rank. Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 195 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield Ranking. Second, Cerulean Planet Human Race, Lord of the Blazing Sun, Rank, Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 160 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield Ranking. Third, Shepherd's God Race, Heaven Chasing Lord, Rank, Mythical Tier Advanced Grade, 150 points. Myriad Races Lord Battlefield Ranking. Fourth, a smile appeared on Zhou's face. He was finally in 3rd place. He suddenly sighed. At the beginning of the Myriad Races Lord Battlefield event, when he saw the first 3 lords, he had always felt that they were unattainable. He felt that he would definitely not be able to obtain the rewards of the strongest lord of the Myriad Races in this event. But now, his strength has already undergone a tremendous change compared to before. He was already competing for the position of the strongest lord of all races. Thinking about his experience along the way, it was really unbelievable. He took a moment to relish in it before leaving the Lord battlefield with the soldiers and continued to rank and match. Zhou opened the World Channel, expectantly taking advantage of time between the matches. As expected, at this moment, many lords of Cerulean Planet on the World Channel were discussing fervently about him being in the top 3 of the Myriad Races Lord battlefield. Big Boss Blazing Sun is awesome. Big Boss Blazing Sun's decade-old fan came uninvited. Big Boss Blazing Sun's greatest of all time. I've decided that if the Lord of the Blazing Sun comes to attack my territory one day, I can directly surrender to Big Boss Blazing Sun and offer my territory with both hands just based on what happened today. Previous poster, you're talking as if you can defeat Big Boss Blazing Sun if you don't surrender. Ridiculous. Isn't Big Boss Blazing Sun too strong? Previously, I thought that Extraordinary Tier Elementary Grade was Big Boss Blazing Sun's limit. I didn't expect that in the blink of an eye, Big Boss Blazing Sun had already reached the top 3 and was on par with the True Lord and the Great One Lord. To be honest, this is no longer a problem with the Mythical Tier Unique Lord talent. That's right. Logically speaking, every low-level race will have their own mythical tier, the only Lord talent holder. However, our big boss Blazing Sun is the only Lord of an ordinary race who can really reach the top of the Lord ranking. This is something saying. There are so many people talking. No one should be able to see what I say. I want to be the dog of the Lord of the Blazing Sun. Woof! Zhou closed the World Channel in satisfaction. 3 hours later, Zhou, who had been waiting for a long time, finally welcomed today's third ranking. This time, his opponent was the Primordial Emperor Lord, who was ranked 8th in the Myriad Races Lord battlefield. This Primordial Emperor Lord was said to be the incarnation of the innate original spirit essence. He was naturally good at controlling all the elemental energy. His bloodline level was second only to the top races like the original spirit race, the Chaos Gods race, and the Shepherd's God race. It did not surrender facing the Lord of the Blazing Sun even though it knew that the other party was one of the top 3 lords. Instead, it chose to fight with all its might. However, be it the extraordinary tier Greedy Wolf Avatar, the diamond tier advanced grade Wu Xin, the white platinum tier elementary grade Nazario, the yellow gold tier intermediate grade Auguste, or the 100 new army extermination knights who had joined the Blazing Sun army, they were all crushing the other party in terms of strength. In the end, Zhou's side defeated the other party without even using the Aurora Kingdom Tower. This Lord Battlefield ranking also allowed Zhou's ranking points to advance further, reaching 180 points. It basically stabilized his third place. Just as he wanted to continue ranking, the soldier stationed in Kingdom Beginning City suddenly transmitted urgent information. A fog monster army of about 500,000 suddenly appeared in the territory of Kingdom Beginning City. Their goal was also quite clear. It was Kingdom Beginning City. When Zhou found out about this, he quickly reacted. The Taiyan Kingdom had sent an army over. It's finally here. When Zhou heard this news, he heaved a sigh of relief. He was not afraid that it would come, on the contrary, he was afraid that it would not. Zhou could naturally deal with them calmly if they came. He might become suspicious instead if they didn't come. The Taiyan Kingdom would not silently suffer without retaliating after all. He immediately decided not to rank. In any case, he was already ranked 3rd, and there were still 3 days before the Myriad Races Lord Battlefield event. These 3 days were enough for him to fight for the title of the strongest Lord of all races. Therefore, the most important thing for him now was to seize the last 3 days to increase his strength again and prepare to face the true Lord and the Great One Lord. Staying on the Lord battlefield would not be beneficial to his strength. These 500,000 troops of the Taiyan Kingdom were undoubtedly a chance to increase his strength. His insight defection was still useless today after all. Could be used on these attacking fog monster army. Where are they now? What characteristics do those monsters have? Zhou asked the sentinels who delivered the information. That group of fog monsters is about 200 kilometers away from Kingdom Beginning City. They will arrive in about half an hour at that speed. Those monsters are corpse-type undead monsters. As for the corpse type, it's a humanoid monster with 4 arms and a single horn. They wear an iron mask on their faces, so I can't see their exact appearance. The sentinels said respectfully. Zhou nodded. Putting aside the other party's combat strength, however, there was still time from the distance they were at. Jing Hongzi had already established the spatial teleportation array between Blazing Sun City and Kingdom Beginning City. If he wanted to lead troops to Kingdom Beginning City, he could do it in the blink of an eye. Zhou immediately ordered Bai Yun and Wu Xin to reorganize the military equipment and prepare to head to Kingdom Beginning City. At this moment, Li Ye and her maid Yu Qiao walked over. "Are you going on another expedition?" Li Ye said in surprise. "Yes. The Taiyan Kingdom sent an army over to take back my Kingdom Beginning City. I have to go over and deal with them." Zhou nodded. "How many monsters does their army have? What kind of monsters do they look like?" Li Ye immediately asked nervously. "There are about 500,000 fog monsters. As for their appearance, they're corpse-type fog monsters wearing masks." Zhou said. "About 500,000. Corpse fog monsters wearing masks. Could it be the Faceless Corpse King army?" Leah seemed to have thought of something and her face suddenly turned pale. You know about this army? Zhou asked curiously. I know. The Taiyan Kingdom once sent this army to fight our Aurora Kingdom's Aurora Army. The Aurora Army is a subordinate army of our Aurora Kingdom's strongest army. In the end, our Aurora Army suffered a crushing defeat with the same number of troops. These fog monsters of the Faceless Corpse King Army have extremely hard bodies. Moreover, they are extremely crazy when fighting without fear of death. The soldiers of the Aurora Army are no match for them at all. Looks like you've really made King Taiyan want to kill you. She took a deep breath and her expression became hard. But don't worry. I'll go find my father now and ask him to send troops to support us, she said. No need. Even though 500,000 fog monsters are a lot, I can deal with them. Zhou shook his head. Leah looked at Zhou and did not say anything. She did not know where her good friend's confidence came from. That was an army of 500,000 fog monsters. Even if one was very strong and the development speed of the territory was extraordinary, it was impossible to deal with an army of this level, right? However, she hesitated and did not say anything. She knew that this friend of hers never did anything unprepared. Maybe he really had the confidence? Zhou could also see the hesitation in her eyes. However, he did not explain. It was useless to say anything about this. He could just prove it with practical actions. Oh yes. Have you gotten the 1,000 diamond tier Aurora crystals? Zhou suddenly thought of this and asked. I've got them. Leah came back to her senses and asked. Speaking of this topic, a smile finally appeared on her face. 1,000 diamond Aurora crystals. If they were to obtain it through the corpses of the honorable subjects, they would need at least 20,000 corpses. She did not expect to obtain them just by handing 10,000 honorable subject corpses to Zhou. With these 1,000 diamond tier mist cores and the corresponding construction resources, it was enough to build 100 diamond tier elementary grade Aurora Kingdom towers. As long as they had these Aurora Kingdom towers, the pressure on their Aurora Kingdom would definitely be greatly reduced. I'm afraid I won't be able to go to the main battlefield of the Aurora Kingdom with you today. I'll go when I have time in the future. Zhou thought for a moment and said. He wanted to say that he would go tomorrow. However, when he thought about how tomorrow was the day the final battlefield opened, he was worried that something would happen, so he did not say anything. I know. Take care of yourself. If you need anything, you must let me know immediately. Even though our Aurora Kingdom is now surrounded by enemies on 3 sides, we can still spare a portion of our troops to support you, Leah said seriously. Thank you. Zhou looked at her serious face and smiled. You don't have to be so polite with me. Leah smiled. Zhou nodded. He looked at her. He suddenly remembered that he had accidentally heard Leah say that she liked him. Like, Zhou thought about it silently and shook his head in self-deprecation. Coming to this chaotic world, it was already not easy to live with his subjects. If he was really tempted, wouldn't he make the other party a widow if he died on the Lord battlefield one day? It was better not to implicate the other party. Zhou sighed inwardly, but he did not show it on the surface. What do you want to do next? I'm prepared to return to the Aurora Kingdom first and tell my father about these 1,000 diamond tier mist cores so that he can feel more at ease. In the past few days, my father's hair has turned white because of the surrounding enemies. Father shouldn't be that worried with these 1,000 diamond tier mist cores. Then I'll come back tomorrow. Leah smiled. Then I'll send you. Zhou acknowledged. There's no need. Go take care of your Kingdom Beginning City first. Don't let those guys take back Kingdom Beginning City. Leah smiled. Of course not. Zhou said confidently. Leah looked at his confident expression and smiled and nodded. Then, she bade farewell to Zhou and walked towards the city gate with Yu Qiao. Zhou watched them leave. Suddenly, his heart suddenly skipped a beat, and he felt inexplicably panicked and anxious. Leah! Zhou blurted out. In the distance, Leah was stunned. Then, she stopped and turned to look at Zhou. What happened? It's nothing. Come back soon. Zhou was silent for a moment before saying, Come back soon. Leah was stunned. Then, she thought of something and her fair and smooth face suddenly blushed. Why did these words sound so much like what a husband would say to his wife when they came from Jojo's mouth? She suddenly let one's imagination run wild. Then, she did not dare to face Jojo. She nodded shyly and turned to walk quickly towards the city gate. Jojo looked a little embarrassed when he saw Leah's flustered expression. What was wrong with him? Why was it like a man and woman in love who wanted the other party to return as soon as they separated? He was clearly just friends with her. Could it be that he really wanted to fall in love? He shook his head and forgot about this inappropriate idea. He walked into the teleportation array with Baiyun and the others and disappeared. Kingdom Beginning City. On the spatial teleportation array. As soon as Jojo and the others appeared, he seemed to sense something and looked southwest. What a strong militant aura. Jojo frowned. It seemed that that direction should be the direction of the Mist Legion. The Mist Legion formed by 500,000 mist monsters was indeed extraordinary. He could actually sense it from so far away. In the time that followed, Wu Xian and Baiyun led 150,000 soldiers and began to set up defenses around Kingdom Beginning City. As for the remaining 30,000 soldiers, they naturally stayed in Blazing Sun City to guard his base camp. At this moment, Jojo arrived at a secret chamber in the Lord Manor. He took out 1,000 green bronze tier Lord Talent crystal fragments and prepared to upgrade his Lord Talent. He first fused these 1,000 green bronze tier Lord Talent crystal fragments into a yellow gold tier Lord Talent Origin Divine Crystal. Then, he chose to use it and a text notification appeared. As you have 4 white silver tier Lord Talents at the same time, Monster Ranch, Insight Defection, Return to the City, and Embrace of the Conqueror, please choose one to advance. I choose to advance to Insight Defection, Jojo said without hesitation. The other white silver level Lord Talents were also very good. However, among them, the one he liked to use the most was undoubtedly the Lord Talent, Insight Defection, which could allow him to freeload off his subordinates. Therefore, he chose Insight Defection. In the future, if he had extra yellow gold tier Lord Talent Origin Divine Crystals, he could level up to return to the city or Monster Ranch. Lord Talent has been chosen. Upgrading in progress. The next second, a familiar warm feeling came from between his eyebrows. The warmth faded. A new text notification appeared. Lord Talent upgrade successful. Congratulations, your white silver tier Lord Talent, Insight Defection, has been upgraded to yellow gold tier Lord Talent, Insight Defection. Your mythical tier Lord Talent effect is as follows: Lord Talent, Insight Defection, white platinum tier, Insight Defection. A Lord's exclusive talent. You can activate the Insight Defection talent to turn 5% of the enemy Lord's forces into your loyal subordinates when you fight the enemy Lord head-on. Lord Talent Hint 1. The minimum number of enemies for Insight Defection is 1 unit, and the maximum number of enemies for Insight Defection is 300,000 units. The minimum loyalty of enemies after Insight Defection is 89 points. Lord Talent Hint 2. Currently, the upper limit of the Feudal Lord faction that you can induce Insight Defection is Epic Tier Elementary Grade. This upper limit can grow. Lord Talent Hint 3. This talent can only be activated once a day. Jojo looked at the yellow gold tier Lord Talent, Insight Defection. The more he looked at it, the wider the smile on his face grew. After reading it thoroughly, Jojo nodded in satisfaction. The upgraded Insight Defection not only increased from 8% to 12%, but it also increased by 4%. Moreover, its upper limit had increased from 100,000 to 300,000, and its loyalty had increased to 89 points. If it increased by a little more and reached 90 loyalty points, it would basically be equivalent to half a dead loyal citizen. Jojo guessed. He estimated that after raising the Insight Defection to white platinum tier, he should be able to increase the loyalty of his subordinates to 90 points. However, he definitely could not improve it now. He only had 4 white platinum tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. He could not fuse the white platinum tier Lord Talent Origin Divine Crystal to upgrade the Insight Defection. The matter of upgrading Insight Defection could be discussed in the future. As for raising the upper limit of the insight defection to epic tier elementary grade, he did not have to worry too much about it. Because as far as he knew, the Taiyan Kingdom was only an extraordinary tier advanced grade kingdom level faction. The white silver tier insight defection before leveling up was enough. After Zhou finished reading, he closed the Lord Talent interface and looked at his remaining Lord Talent crystal fragment. 74 black iron tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. 145 green bronze tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. 7 white silver tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. 3 yellow gold tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. 4 white platinum tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. 10 extraordinary tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. 2 legendary tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. 1 mythical tier unique Lord Talent crystal fragment. Zhou's gaze landed on the 10 extraordinary tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. When the blessing of the war god reached diamond tier in the future, he could directly use these 10 extraordinary tier Lord Talent crystal fragments to upgrade to legendary tier. Then, he put away these Lord Talent crystal fragments and went to the city wall to wait quietly. A moment later, rumble, the ground shook slightly, and a gray corpse chi gradually appeared in the distance. As time passed, the tremors and corpse chi became more and more obvious. Soon, 500,000 faceless corpse kings appeared in front of all the soldiers in Kingdom Beginning City. Just as the sentinels had reported, the soldiers of the faceless corpse king corps were all corpse-type undead monsters with iron masks. The leader was a black-armored general riding a black horse. It led the 500,000 faceless corpse king corps behind it and surged towards Kingdom Beginning City like an ocean of corpses. Die! 10:04 When the soldiers of Blazing Sun City saw this scene, they only felt that their eyes were filled with densely packed faceless corpse king corps soldiers. They were filled with the pressure of numbers. They arrived about 5,000 meters in front of Kingdom Beginning City and stopped. The black-armored general in the lead rode his black horse forward for a distance before stopping. "Surrender or die," said coldly. On the city wall of Blazing Sun City, Zhou ignored him and looked at his attributes. Monster name: Zhou, Hero Unit, Scarlet Lord, Hero Title, Black Wind Demon Spear, Fate Level. Extraordinary Tier Heroes Fate Level. Territory: Taiyan Kingdom, Strength Level. Extraordinary Tier Intermediate Grade. Monster Description: one of the 3 extraordinary Scarlet Heroes of the Taiyan Kingdom. It is good at using an extraordinary tier intermediate grade arms, Black Demon Spear. At the same time, it can control the power of the wind element and attach it to its Black Demon Spear to increase its combat strength. Its combat style is crazy. Sometimes it even slaughters allies. It is feared and even hated by many higher-ups in the Taiyan Kingdom. Loot's drop rate: 80 extraordinary tier mist cores, drop rate 100%. 1 extraordinary tier intermediate grade hero skills, Wind Demon Boisterous Dance. 1 extraordinary tier intermediate grade hero skill, Mad Will. 300 origin crystals, drop rate 100%. 1 extraordinary tier intermediate grade Black Demon Spear, drop rate 10%. 1 extraordinary tier intermediate grade skill book, Extreme Wind Blade, drop rate 5%. 1 true faith tier Scarlet Crystals, drop rate 3%. 1 extraordinary tier intermediate grade skill book, Black Tornado. 1 extraordinary tier advanced grade hero inheritance secret manual, drop rate 0.001%. 3 black iron tier Lord Talent crystal fragments, drop rate 0%. Scarlet Hero? Zhou raised his eyebrows. He could understand why the other party sent 500,000 members of the Fog Army. However, he was a little surprised that a Scarlet Hero was actually sent. Was there a need to go all out? At this moment, he suddenly realized that Wu Xian, who was beside him, was also staring at the Scarlet Hero. His eyes were slightly red and he was panting slightly. His expression was completely different from usual. "Brother Wu, my lord." It took Wu Xian a few seconds to react. "This Black Wind Demon Spear is the Scarlet Hero who injured you back then?" Zhou guessed something and asked. It's indeed this guy. Wu Xian was silent for a few seconds before nodding with a bitter smile. Zhou nodded slightly and came to a realization. No wonder Wu Xian, who had always been calm, was so emotional. It turned out that the enemy who had harmed him for his entire life had arrived. Well, if not for this guy, old Wu might still be in a high position in the Aurora Kingdom. Why would he take the initiative to retire and come to his small territory to be a general? If it wasn't for the turning point in his life, it would be equivalent to ruining old Wu's life. If it was him, he would also hate the other party for the rest of his life too. Brother Wu, are you confident in dealing with him if you control Greedy Wolf Avatar? Zhou asked. Wu Xian was stunned for a moment before he smiled and said, My lord, there's no need to fight this Scarlet Lord one-on-one. Just let everyone attack together. He could tell that the Lord did not want anyone else to interfere so that he could personally take revenge and vent the anger in his heart. Even though he had become younger, he was still the great general who had been in charge of the army for more than 50 years. As a general, the first thing he would think of when he encountered an enemy was to gang up on them. Bullying the weak was the true essence of military affairs after all. As long as the other party died, no matter what method it was, the resentment accumulated in his heart would naturally be resolved. Zhou did not say anything else. He looked at the faceless corpse King Core in the distance and his gaze landed on a faceless black iron tier advanced grade corpse. Monster name, Faceless Corpse, Strength Level, Advanced Grade Monster Description. Soldiers of the 2nd Battalion of the 3rd Regiment of the Faceless Corpse King Core in the Taiyan Kingdom. As undead creatures, they are not afraid of death in battle. At the same time, their bodies are tough. Ordinary sharp weapons cannot pierce through their bodies. Loot's drop rate, 8 black iron tier mist cores, drop rate, 100%. 1 black iron tier advanced grade death mask, drop rate, 10%. 1 black iron tier advanced grade skill book, hardened skin, drop rate, 5%. 1 shallow faith tier scarlet crystals, drop rate, 2%. His gaze landed on the green bronze tier and white silver tier faceless corpse elite, the yellow gold tier and white platinum tier faceless corpse boss, the diamond level faceless corpse king lord, and the last faceless corpse king legion commander. He discovered that the spoils of war of these monsters would increase as their levels increased. Not only would the quality of the original spoils of war increase, but there would also be additional loot such as Fight to the Death Will, Corpse Blood Arrow, Corpse Fire, and other skill books, as well as faceless corpse armor and weapons. Zhou was not too interested in these fancy spoils of war. He would only be a heartless skill-learning machine after the war. However, the spoils of war of the Faceless Corpse King piqued Zhou's interest. This was because it had 9 black iron tier Lord Talent crystal fragments in its spoils of war. After using the King of Loots to upgrade it, it would have another 9 green bronze tier Lord Talent crystal fragments. The other loots were nothing more than extraordinary tier skills and equipment. Zhou could not use it yet. He could let epic tier experts use them in the future. He had come to terms with it now. Loots like high-level equipment and skills that dropped from monsters. While he could not use it, the powerful subordinates beside him would be able to use them. If he could not use it himself, he would just let them use it. Not only could it be used as a military reward, but it could also increase their strength. In any case, he did not need to make a move. He did not have much need for these high-level skills and loots. After looking at the loots, Zhou looked at the Black Wind Demon Spear Zhou. He took out a white platinum tier intermediate grade saber that had been lowered by the tree core gem and slashed at the other party. Chaotic Blade Chi. A 4 to 5 meter long chaotic saber chi shot out from the saber and shot towards the flag of the Faceless Corpse King Core. It was so fast that it arrived in front of the flag in the blink of an eye. But in the next second, a black shield suddenly appeared around the flag, protecting it. After the chaotic blade chi hit the black shield, it was instantly stuck on the spot. When Zhou saw this, a mocking expression appeared on his face. He had already used his own strength to protect the army flag. How could a low-level yellow gold tier human lord break its protection? Crackle. At this moment, it was as if something was dissolving. Zhou and the faceless corpses looked at the chaotic blade chi again. The chaotic blade chi was gradually disintegrating and cutting the black shield. Soon, puff, crack, the chaotic blade chi pierced through the black shield at the cost of dissolving more than half of it. It directly cut off the flag of the faceless corpse king core inside the shield and completely disappeared. Seeing this scene, the faceless corpse king core immediately fell silent. After a long time, everyone, attack! Destroy this city. Leave no one alive. Zhou's eyes were bloodshot, and his body started to tremble. The army flag behind him was actually cut off in front of him. Moreover, it was cut off under his protection. This was a great humiliation to him. He must make the enemy pay with their despair and wails. On the city wall of Kingdom Beginning City, when Zhou saw the flag being cut off, a smile appeared on his face. While he did not know that the black shield came from the extraordinary tier Scarlet Hero, he could sense that it was not ordinary. Still, his chaotic blade chi was even stronger, or rather, his chaotic blade chi was better at decomposing and cutting. At this moment, he suddenly thought of something. He looked at the chaotic energy on the arms in his hand and fell into deep thought. The cutting and decomposition ability of the chaotic blade chi. Why does it feel like the shepherd's god race's nomological powers? Zhou muttered. Before he could think further, he saw the battlefield where the faceless corpse king core was in the distance change. 1,000 faceless corpse elites pushed out 100 gray war machines that looked like catapults. However, what they placed were not stones, but turbid crystals emitting rich elemental energy. Zhou looked over, and a text notification appeared. Alchemy Technology Product, Chaos Energy Airdrop Gun Carriage, Grade. Diamond Tier Elementary Grade, Product Effect. Place a Chaos Energy Elemental Stone in the cannon case and project it out. The range is 1,000 to 50,000 meters. After the mixed energy primeval stone lands on the ground, the chaotic elemental energy inside will be disrupted, causing a large explosion in the range and causing damage to enemies or buildings and other things in the range of the explosion. Product description. An alchemical technology product from the Goblin Technology Group. It's a famous siege weapon in the Taiyan Kingdom. Siege weapon. Zhou raised his eyebrows. Good God. This was much stronger than his mist energy cannon. The mist energy cannon was a yellow gold tier advanced grade, and its maximum range was only 5,000 meters. On the other hand, the Chaos Energy Airdrop Gun Carriage was Diamond Tier Elementary Grade. Its maximum range reached an astonishing 50,000 meters. It was 10 times more powerful than the Mist Energy Cannon. Bai Yun, Wu Xian, and the others naturally noticed the 100 Chaos Energy Airdrop Gun Carriages. They immediately realized that the Supreme Barrier could not withstand the other party's attack. After all, Kingdom Beginning City was only a white platinum tier elementary grade territory. Its city walls and Supreme Barrier would definitely not be able to withstand the attack of this diamond tier elementary grade Chaos Energy Airdrop Gun Carriage. Once these 100 Chaos Energy Airdrop Gun Carriage were successfully fired, their city walls would definitely be damaged, and many soldiers would definitely die. Just as the other party was loading the Chaos Energy Elemental Stone. Howl! A divine wolf's howl sounded. Then, a blood-colored divine wolf that was 700 to 800 meters tall suddenly crossed the city wall and landed in front of the faceless corpse king core with a bang. It was Wu Xian's greedy wolf avatar. Behind it, Nazario, Auguste, Maris, Feng Luo, and the 100 army extermination knights jumped down one after another. Then, they either flew in the air or stood on the ground to juxtapose with greedy wolf avatar. Are you surrendering? Zhou's gaze landed on Greedy Wolf Avatar and Nazario before he sneered. These guys seemed to be quite strong, especially Greedy Wolf Avatar and Nazario. They even made him feel a certain sense of danger. But so what? This was a battle between lords. In front of its 500,000 faceless corpse king army, these guys were just lambs waiting to be slaughtered. Surrender. You're the one who should surrender. At this moment, a voice came. Zhou looked over towards it. A young man wearing general armor and riding the warhorse, blinding light, slowly appeared between the eyebrows of the greedy wolf avatar. It was Wu Xian. Why do I feel that you look a little familiar? Zhou looked at the other party's appearance and frowned. Do you still remember Maple Forest City? I'm Great General Wu Xian, whom you injured on the battlefield of Maple Forest City. Wu Xian said coldly. Zhou was stunned. As an extraordinary tier intermediate grade Scarlet hero, its memory was naturally extremely good. With the other party's reminder, it immediately remembered who the other party was. It was stunned for a moment before sensing the other party's genuine hero aura again. Its expression immediately darkened. You're actually not dead yet? It doesn't matter. I'll just kill you again. But you're really... Wasn't it good to die previously? As soon as he finished speaking, Zhou could no longer suppress the madness in his brain. His eyes were bloodshot, and his entire body emitted two strange auras, black and red. Then he seemed to have gone crazy. He left the team alone and charged at the greedy wolf avatar with his spear. Is this guy crazy? Seeing this scene, not only did the soldiers in Blazing Sun City think this way, but even some of the soldiers of the Faceless Corpse King Corps could not help but have the same thoughts. Only the monsters who were familiar with the Black Wind Spear Demon were not very surprised to see this scene. The Faceless Corpse King was one of them. Destroy them! Strip their skins and turn them into our companions, it roared and ordered. As soon as he finished speaking, 500,000 faceless corpses immediately held their weapons and charged at the greedy wolf avatar and the others. Even so, they did not make any sound and could only hear their dense footsteps on the ground. Feng Luo and I will block the Black Wind Spear Demon. The Army Extermination Knight is in charge of destroying the 100 Chaos Energy airdrop gun carriage. Your Highnesses Nazario and Auguste, please try your best to destroy these soldiers of the Faceless Corpse King Corps. Wu Xian, who had the morale of the desired military morale, quickly began to give orders. The next second, the greedy wolf avatar opened its mouth and spat out a blood-red Army Extermination light ball that shot towards the Black Wind Demon Spear. Zhou. Boom! The two collided in the blink of an eye. Even though Zhou was crazy, it was precisely because of this that its combat strength increased greatly. Facing this extraordinary tier attack, it raised the Black Demon Spear in its hand and swung it forcefully. Snap! A pitch-black spear light left the spear and shot out, colliding with the Army Extermination light ball in the blink of an eye. Rumble! There was a huge explosion in the air, and a strange red and black sun seemed to have appeared out of thin air. The next second, Zhou actually rushed out of the center of the explosion. His entire body was wrapped in an even thicker blood-colored and black aura. His eyes were filled with madness as he stabbed at the greedy wolf avatar. The greedy wolf avatar and Feng Luo were not afraid at all. One of them fought Zhou while the other supported him. Beside him, Nazario, Auguste, and Maris had already eliminated these faceless corpse monsters in the 500,000 Faceless Corpse King Corps. As for the 100 Army Extermination Knights, they also rushed towards the 100 Chaos Energy airdrop gun carriage. A huge battle began just like that. On the city wall of Kingdom Beginning City, lines of text appeared in front of Zhou when the battle began. An official battle has been discovered. Battle mode has been activated. Virtual battlefield has been established. Battle points are being calculated. Prompt. After the battle ends, the Army's battle point function will be calculated and obtained a corresponding number of battle points according to the performance of the Blazing Sun Army. When there are enough battle points, you can increase the level of the army and unlock more army functions. A virtual screen appeared in front of him. On this virtual screen, there were two colors of light spots. They were white and red. The number of white light spots was only about a quarter of the number of red light spots. It represented the Blazing Sun Army, and the red was the Faceless Corpse King Corps. There were big and small light spots, representing the strength of each light spot. At this moment, these light spots were moving on the virtual screen. From time to time, light spots would disappear from the virtual screen. Zhou also realized that he could click on these white light spots and know the details of them. He could even chat with them and issue army quests. As for the red light spots representing the Faceless Corpse King Corps, they naturally did not have these functions. Is this the function of the virtual battlefield? With this virtual battlefield function, it will definitely be much more convenient to command on the battlefield in the future. Zhou thought after reading it. Then, he did not understand more obscure functions of this army's battle point for the time being. Instead, he came to the city wall and raised his right hand to the entire battlefield, aiming his palm at them. The newly upgraded yellow gold tier Lord talent, Insight Defection, was immediately activated. Boom! An invisible fluctuation instantly covered the entire battlefield. The next second, the bodies of the more than 60,000 faceless corpse monsters in the Faceless Corpse King Corps suddenly stiffened. Then, the expression in their eyes changed. They turned around and attacked their companions beside them without hesitation. A total of more than 60,000 faceless corpses was not a small number compared to 500,000 faceless corpse monsters. Their sudden civil war immediately caused the Faceless Corpse King Corps, which was originally attacking together, to become chaotic. "What are you doing? Are you crazy?" The Faceless Corpse King also saw the internal strife in its army. It roared with widened eyes. Then, its voice was drowned out by endless killing cries. Nazario and Auguste, who were in charge of destroying these monsters of the Faceless Corpse King Corps, were not surprised when they saw this scene. They had followed their lord for a long time and naturally knew that this was their lord's method. They did not hesitate and continued to slaughter the Faceless Corpse King army. On the other side, after Zhou activated Insight Defection, he looked at the Lord talent hint. Prompt: you have activated your lord's exclusive talent, Insight Defection. Insight Defection has taken effect. Lord talent notification. There are a total of 33,021 black iron tier faceless corpses, 15,542 green bronze tier faceless corpse elite, 8,133 white silver tier faceless corpse elite, 3,312 yellow gold tier faceless corpse bosses, 1,528 white platinum tier faceless corpse bosses, 112 diamond tier faceless corpse lords, and one extraordinary tier faceless corpse deputy commander has betrayed their lord faction and become your loyal subordinate. Zhou smiled. The 12% Insight Defection ratio directly gave him 61,648 faceless corpse monsters. Among them was even an extraordinary tier elementary grade faceless corpse king deputy commander. This Insight Defection. Simply awesome. This Insight Defection had not been upgraded in vain. Zhou thought. In one Insight Defection, he directly obtained more than 60,000 monster soldiers. He had already begun to recruit more soldiers than he did from the monster ranch every day. It would be awesome if I had such an army every time I came to Insight Defection. Zhou could not help but think. If that was the case, he would have at least 100,000 more soldiers a day. In less than a week, the number of his soldiers would reach 1 million, and he would have a military strength comparable to an entire beginner kingdom. He fantasized for a few seconds before his gaze landed on the battlefield. The situation on the battlefield was a little special. Even though the Faceless Corpse King Corps had an absolute military advantage and had a lot of experts, they were not weak either. The Greedy Wolf Avatar and Feng Luo were fighting the Black Wind Demon Spear, Zhou. This Zhou was indeed an extraordinary tier intermediate grade Scarlet hero. He was actually not at a disadvantage against two of them. It had to know that it was facing two diamond tier heroes. Even though Feng Luo only had the strength of a diamond tier elementary grade, Wu Xian, with the enhancement of the Greedy Wolf Avatar, had the true strength of an extraordinary tier. Even so, the other party could still fight back and forth. Could be seen how strong the other party was. As for Nazario, Auguste, and Maris, there was nothing much to say. Not only were the three of them strong, but they could also fly. Facing the Faceless Corpse King Corps, which could not fly and could only release long-range attacks like Corpse Fire and Corpse Bloodbone arrows on the ground, it could be said to be a dimensional reduction attack. Especially for Nazario, who was good at range attacks, its All Things Burn ability could cause thousands of faceless corpse monsters to spontaneously combust with a thought. Moreover, the 50,000 kingdom-level combat class, Violent Storm Spirit, in Kingdom Beginning City was also constantly releasing the kingdom-level combat skill, Death Storm, drawing a large number of faceless corpse monsters on the battlefield into the storm formed by the wind and lightning elementals to kill them. Every round of strangulation by more than 50,000 violent storm spirits could kill 70,000 to 80,000 faceless corpse monsters and injure more than 100,000 faceless corpse monsters. This was the power of a kingdom-level combat class. Even though these faceless corpse monsters had sturdy bodies and were not afraid of death in battle, they were at most high-level soldier types. Facing the kingdom-level combat class, the violent storm demon spirit, who was standing far away on the city wall and releasing its skills, they were completely helpless. They could not even rush to the city wall and could only be stopped by the death-violent storm. Then, Zhou's gaze landed on the 100 army extermination knights. At this moment, each of the 100 army extermination knights rushed towards a chaos energy airdrop gun carriage. As an important war machine of the Faceless Corpse King Corps, the Chaos Energy airdrop gun carriage was surrounded by more than 10,000 high-level Faceless Corpse soldiers. At this moment, they were protecting the 100 Chaos Energy airdrop gun carriage as cannon carriages. The weakest among them was at the white silver tier, and the strongest was already a diamond tier Faceless Corpse King Lord. However, the Army Extermination Knight was not afraid at all in the face of such a powerful artillery formation. They held the black meteor hammers and swung them in the air, spinning continuously. As their speed increased, they actually formed a battlefield wonder that was like a black tornado. All the faceless corpse monsters near the black whirlwind were easily separated from their flesh by the meteor mace. Then they were either seriously injured or died. At this moment, the black meteor hammer in the Army Extermination Knight's hand had become another meat grinder on the battlefield. However, there were also some faceless corpse king lords who quickly thought of a way to restrain it after seeing the black whirlwind created by the Army Extermination Knight. That was to forcefully hug the black meteor hammer at the price of a portion of the dead faceless corpse soldiers. This plan had indeed succeeded. However, the Army Extermination Knight, whose meteor hammer whirlwind had been interrupted, did not care when it saw this scene. Instead, it used its powerful strength to pull its meteor hammer back. Then, he held the meteor mace in his hand and jumped into the phalanx of cannon carriages. He began to kill these high-level faceless corpse soldiers with his hammer. Giant mace technique. The huge black meteor mace was swung vigorously by the knights of the extermination army. At this moment, not a single faceless corpse soldier in the huge artillery formation was a match for the Army Extermination Knight. Even the diamond-tier faceless corpse king lord, who personally tried to kill the Army Extermination Knight, was easily repelled by the Army Extermination Knight. This combat strength, it was even stronger than the meteor mace whirlwind. The faceless corpse king lord was stunned. A diamond-tier lord-tier monster, actually could not defeat a white platinum-tier advanced-grade human soldier with help and even let the other party kill in its phalanx. It realized again how extraordinary the other party was. The Army Extermination Knight's next performance told these faceless corpses what it meant to be stronger instead of the strongest. A portion of the white platinum-tier faceless corpse bosses wanted to release corpse blood-bone arrows to attack the Army Extermination Knight from afar. In the end, when the corpse blood-bone arrows they released landed on the tall Army Extermination Knight, they were either directly blocked by their armor or only caused some skin to break on the surface of the Army Extermination Knight's body. Then it healed in an instant. Some of the weaker corpse blood-bone arrows did not even break the skin of the Army Extermination Knight after landing on it. They only left some white marks on its body before returning to normal in an instant. When the Army Extermination Knight saw the effect of these attacks, it grinned, its face filled with arrogance and ferocity. Did they really think that their days in the Night Temple were for nothing? They had the virtuous Titan race bloodline, Empire-level combat talent, Ironblood combat body, Empire-level combat talent, War Madman, Empire-level combat skill, Immortal Blood, White Platinum Tier Advanced Grade Self-Restoration, White Platinum Tier Advanced Grade Diamond Physique, White Platinum Tier Advanced Grade Spirit Resistance, White Platinum Tier Advanced Grade Physical Damage Immunity, White Platinum Tier Advanced Grade Elemental Damage Immunity. All kinds of abilities were prepared for the battlefield, just as he had displayed. Every Army Extermination Knight was an unparalleled fierce general, who looked down on everyone on the battlefield. On the city wall of Kingdom Beginning City, Zhou looked at the 100 army extermination knights who easily destroyed the high-level faceless corpse monsters that protected the Chaos Energy airdrop gun carriage. Then, they easily smashed the 100 Chaos Energy airdrop gun carriage. He could not help but smile. It's too fierce. It's like entering a no-man's land. Zhou could not help but sigh. Even though he had already seen it on the Lord battlefield, however, at that time, the other party's military strength was not as much as the Faceless Corpse King Corps, so the Army Extermination Knight's strong performance was not very obvious. On the current battlefield, the strong performance of the Army Extermination Knight was immediately obvious. Judging from the performance of these 100 Army Extermination Knights, those who did not know better would think that they were heroes. As expected of an Empire-level combat class soldier in the name of Extermination Army, it lived up to its reputation. Liu Kai's resurrection was not in vain. Not only did it bring him an extraordinary tier hero inheritance slot, but it also gave him 100 brave and peerless Army Extermination Knights. This deal was not a loss. Zhou retracted his gaze and looked at the entire battlefield. On the current battlefield, even though the Faceless Corpse King Corps had a lot of troops, because of the internal strife caused by the Insight defection previously, coupled with Nazario, Auguste, Maris, the Violent Storm Spirit, the Army Extermination Knight, and the frontal attack of the forces of Blazing Sun City, therefore both sides were in a balanced state of war. For the time being, it was impossible to tell who was at an advantage or disadvantage. However, as time passed, with the attacks of the Violent Storm Spirit and other experts who were good at range attacks, the advantage of the Faceless Corpse King Corps would quickly dwindle. On the other hand, the experts on their side could continue fighting. When the time comes, the advantage would naturally lean towards the Blazing Sun territory. Thinking of this, Zhou nodded slightly and relaxed a little. The scales of victory are already leaning towards us. Then I'll stretch my muscles too. His heart skipped a beat as he suddenly thought of something. He would do it if he wanted to. Zhou flew into the sky first and closed his eyes to feel the bloodline power in his body. An invisible pressure gradually spread from his body and gradually spread in all directions. Suddenly, he opened his eyes, which actually emitted an astonishing resplendent golden light. At the same time, the pupils in his eyes actually stood up into golden dragon eyes. Roar! A dragon roar shook the surroundings. Zhou was enveloped in golden light. After the golden light dissipated, a golden dragon that was 400 to 500 meters tall flew in the air. Its entire body was extremely thick, and there was a golden vertical horn on its dragon head. At the same time, its body was covered in a golden metal dragon armor, making it look like a heroic dragon warrior. Chaos human race talent. Dragon transformation. Racial skill. Golden dragon armor. The golden dragon Zhou looked down at the battlefield below. When he saw the stunned Nazario and Auguste, he could not help but laugh in the voice of a dragon. It's me. Zhou used the army's battle point system to send a voice transmission to all the soldiers and subordinates. It's my lord. I thought it was His Highness Nazario and His Highness Auguste's people. Me too. The soldiers heaved a sigh of relief. Then, they revered Zhou even more as they continued to fight the enemy. My lord, you also have the bloodline of my dragon race in your body? Nazario and Lord Auguste asked curiously at the same time. Yes, I just obtained it not long ago. Zhou replied. Then, he did not say anything else and swooped down on the battlefield. Then, with a bang, he landed between 100 to 200 faceless corpse monsters. The ground shook violently. More than half of the surrounding faceless corpse monsters died, and the other half were also severely injured and could not stand up to fight. After that, Golden Dragon Zhou controlled his golden dragon body to barge through the faceless corpse monsters and kill them. He did not need any equipment or skills. With the incomparably sturdy golden dragon body and incomparably sharp golden dragon claw, even casually waving them was his strongest equipment and skill now. Awesome! Zhou felt that he was playing an unparalleled mowing game. He felt so happy killing them. Even though his strength was at the yellow gold tier elementary grade, After dragon transformation, a yellow gold tier elementary grade golden dragon was enough to kill diamond tier elementary grade and below, which meant, at this moment, the only enemies that could really threaten him on the entire battlefield were extraordinary tier enemies. They were the Faceless Corpse King Legion Commander and the Black Wind Demon Spear, Zhiwu. However, he also knew this, so he had been fighting around Nazario. This way, even if the Faceless Corpse King Legion Commander or the Black Wind Demon Spear, Zhiwu, suddenly attacked him, Nazario could save him immediately. This was also why he dared to suddenly fight. Half an hour later, under the joint efforts of the Golden Dragon Jojo, Nazario, Auguste, the Violent Storm Spirit, Feng Luo, Maris, and the other experts of Blazing Sun City, the 500,000 Faceless Corpse King Corps only had more than 100,000 Faceless Corpse monsters left. Other than the allies who had been instigated, the remaining Faceless Corpses had all been destroyed. Zhiwu returned to the army to provide support. The Legion commander gathered the remaining soldiers of the Faceless Corpse King Corps and roared at Zhiwu, who was still fighting crazily. In an emergency, it couldn't care less about the hierarchy. If they didn't hurry up and ask for help, they would be wiped out. These guys were too terrifying, especially Nazario and the violent storm spirits on the city wall that could release death storms. The former was clearly at the white platinum tier elementary grade, but it had suppressed it, the Legion commander of the extraordinary tier intermediate grade, to the point where it could not raise its head at all. This was ridiculous. I did not know. As a dragon hero with a low-tier deity level fate level slot, Nazario's true combat strength was enough to kill an extraordinary tier elementary grade normal race hero. Even though it was an extraordinary tier intermediate grade, it was not a hero after all. It naturally could not resist Nazario. As for the violent storm spirit, even though most of its strength was yellow gold tier and white platinum tier, however, the kingdom level combat class were extremely good at range damage. Among the 300,000 Faceless Corpse King Corps that had already died, a quarter was destroyed by Nazario, and the remaining quarter was destroyed by Auguste, Maris, Feng Luo, the Army Extermination Knight, and other experts of Blazing Sun City. The last half were all destroyed by the violent storm spirit. It could be seen how terrifying this kingdom-level combat class, Violent Storm Spirit, was. On the other side, Zhiwu, who was fighting crazily, also heard the Faceless Corpse King Legion commander's cry for help. It gritted its teeth, and the madness in its eyes subsided slightly. It did not expect the 500,000 troops it brought to be inferior to the subordinates of the human lord in terms of consumption. However, it did not have time to think too much. It had to return to help first. Otherwise, if he really let a Faceless Corpse King army be destroyed here, even if it was one of the only 3 extraordinary tier heroes in the Taiyan Kingdom, it would still have to suffer a very harsh punishment. It was about to leave. However, Wu Xian and Feng Luo naturally would not allow this to happen. The greedy wolf avatar opened its bloody mouth, and a blood-red army extermination light ball quickly condensed before shooting towards Zhiwu. Zhiwu's heart suddenly rang with alarm. It dodged sideways and narrowly avoided the army extermination light ball. "You're courting death." Zhen suddenly turned to look at the greedy wolf avatar with a ferocious expression. But in the next moment, roar! A dragon roar sounded. It was Nazario's dragon roar. The next second, the ground suddenly darkened. Right on the heels of that, everyone suddenly noticed that a meteorite with a diameter of 500 to 600 meters fell from the sky with an incomparable pressure. It was Nazario's growth-type draconic spell, Meteorite Descent. At this moment, the entire battlefield fell silent. Then, panic appeared in the hearts of every soldier. But soon, Jojo's voice appeared in the hearts of the Blazing Sun City soldiers, telling them not to panic. That was Nazario's attack. The soldiers of Blazing Sun City immediately felt at ease. Was it His Highness Nazario's attack? Then it was fine. Soon, the meteorite flew down and landed where the Faceless Corpse King Corps Legion commander was. It was also the place where the soldiers of the Faceless Corpse King Corps gathered the most in the entire battlefield. Rumble! The ground shook violently. The illuminate of the meteorite falling spread in all directions with the landing point as the center. In the blink of an eye, it affected everything within a radius of 10,000 meters. However, Nazario had extremely strong control over his meteorite descent. This Illuminate destroyed at least 70,000 to 80,000 Faceless Corps King Corps soldiers, including the Legion commander of the Extraordinary Tier Intermediate grade. However, not a single Blazing Sun City soldier was injured. On the other side, after seeing this scene that could be said to be destructive, even if Zhiwu focused on the battle in front of him again, it could not help but be dazed for a second. It was this second that Wu Xian caught it. Howl! A divine wolf howl that seemed to come from the stars sounded. The world suddenly darkened. An illusory blood-colored full moon suddenly appeared in the sky and fell towards Zhiwu. Greedy wolf moon howling arrays killing move, moon fall. Zhiwu's expression changed, and he felt a strong sense of danger. It wanted to escape, but it realized that the blood-colored moon was releasing an extremely strong gravitational force, preventing its body from moving at all. It could only watch as the blood-colored moon approached and drowned it. On the battlefield, Zhou looked at the corpses of the Faceless Corps King Corps soldiers around him with a bored expression. What a pity. He had yet to have his fill of killing. Were all killed by Nazario's meteorite descent. At this moment, a kill notification appeared in front of him. Your subject Dragonhorse Spear General Wu Xin used the Greedy Wolf Howling Moon Array to kill the Extraordinary Tier Intermediate Grade Black Wind Demon Spear. Zhe Wu, Kingdom Level Scarlet Hero. Promotion Energy plus 4 million. Loots Condensed. Blessing of the War God. Your subject Dragonhorse Spear General Wu Xin, and all the members of the Greedy Wolf Howling Moon Array, who set up the array, have obtained an additional 80 million promotion energy. Your subject Dragonhorse Spear General Wu Xion's hero biography has been updated. This battle has ended. Calculating the battle points obtained by the Blazing Sun Army in this battle rumble, Zhou felt a gentle and majestic energy produced out of thin air in his heart. Then, it instantly surged into various parts of his body, strengthening his body and soul. After a long time, the effect of the enhancement slowly stopped. Zhou also came back to his senses. He opened his attribute panel. As expected, he had already advanced to the yellow gold tier intermediate grade. Moreover, he could feel that he was not far from the yellow gold tier advanced grade. Good God! Killing an extraordinary tier intermediate grade Scarlet Hero directly gave me 840 million promotion energy points. Zhou clicked his tongue. Then, he suddenly thought of something and opened the virtual battlefield. He found the light spot representing Wu Xian in the Greedy Wolf avatar and pulled up his information. He realized that the other party's strength had indeed increased from Diamond Tier Advanced Grade to Extraordinary Tier Elementary Grade. Zhou was delighted. An Extraordinary Tier Elementary Grade hero. This was the symbol of the top combat strength of the kingdom. Previously, he had none in the Blazing Sun territory. He finally had it now. Then, he looked at Bai Yun and realized that she had also advanced from White Platinum Tier Advanced Grade to Diamond Tier Elementary Grade. As for the other soldiers who formed the Greedy Wolf avatar, their strength had also increased to a certain extent. Zhou nodded in satisfaction. The death of Zhiwu, the Black Wind Demon Spear, directly fed his subordinates. He suddenly thought of something and his heart stirred. Zhou still remembered that the other party had the Extraordinary Tier Hero Inheritance Secret Manual in his body. Wouldn't he obtain a higher-level Hero Inheritance Secret Manual when he extracted the other party's loots? Thinking of this, Zhou was immediately tempted. After a few seconds, he calmed down and looked at the notification at the back. Brother Wu's hero biography has been updated? Zhou raised his eyebrows. He had never paid much attention to this hero biography. He did not expect there to be a change at this time. He opened Wu Xian's attribute panel. Subject, Wu Xin, Hero Unit. Hero Title, Dragonhorse Spear General. Position, Extraordinary Tier Heroes Fate Level. Territory, Blazing Sun Territory. Strength Level, Extraordinary Tier Elementary Grade. Ability Overview. Bloodline, Human Bloodline, Extraordinary Tier Advanced Grade, 75%. Golden Dragon Bloodline, Epic Tier Advanced Grade, 25%. Skill, Loyalty, 100. Dead loyal. Potential. Epic tier advanced grade. Hero biography. 1. He was a great general who fought countless battles for the Aurora kingdom of the human race before becoming a hero. He protected countless human citizens and made countless fog monsters fear him. He was a horseman for his entire life and still had his heroism. Hero's personal reputation rating +1, human race reputation +2000, high continent reputation +1. 2. Under the blessing of the Lord of the Blazing Sun, he obtained the hero inheritance of the Dragon Horse Spear General and became the 4th generation Dragon Horse Spear General. The hero's personal reputation rating +1, human race reputation +10,000, high continent reputation +3. 3. During his tenure under the Lord of the Blazing Sun, he once controlled the Wolfy Wolfling Moon Array and another human hero to kill the Scarlet Hero Zhawu, Black Wind Demon Spear and his reputation sword. Personal reputation +5, reputation rating amongst the humans +30,000. Reputation in the high continent +5. Zhou's gaze landed on the 3rd hero legendary tier information. What's the use of this hero biography? He asked doubtfully. Then, he thought for a moment and decided to ask the Supreme Will. In the end, the Supreme Will really gave him a reply. Supreme Will notification. The more content there is in the hero biographies, the easier it is to upgrade the hero's fate level slot. Zhou raised his eyebrows. A hero biography actually had such an ability? Then he would have to pay more attention to this in the future. Finally, his gaze landed on the last text notification. Are we going to settle the battle points? Zhou was filled with anticipation. A moment later, a new text notification appeared. This battle has been recorded. Battle settlement completed. Your Blazing Sun Army, Black Iron Tier Army, has obtained 300 battle points. The Blazing Sun Army has been upgraded to the Green Bronze Tier Army. Black Iron Tier Army Enhancement Braveness has been upgraded to Green Bronze Tier Army Enhancement Braveness. The Army's battle point function has been updated. It directly upgraded to Green Bronze Tier? Zhou was a little surprised. He opened the Army interface and looked at the current Army information and Green Bronze Tier Army buff, Braveness. Blazing Sun Army, Green Bronze Tier Kingdom Army. Current maximum number of soldiers accommodated. 167. 886/1.5 million. Current battle points. 200/1. Prompt. You can obtain the corresponding battle points by completing the battle. When there are enough battle points, you can increase the level of the army and unlock more army functions. Army enhancement. Braveness. Buff level. Green Bronze Tier. Buff effect. Your legionaries will be even braver when fighting on the battlefield. At the same time, your overall strength will receive a 20% enhancement. Zhou was even more surprised. Even though the upper limit of the Green Bronze Tier Kingdom Army had increased to 1,000 battle points, the upper limit of the number of soldiers it could accommodate had increased from 1 million to 1.5 million. The Green Bronze Tier Kingdom Army's buff, Braveness, had also increased from 10% to 20%, increasing the strength of the Blazing Sun Army by more than 10%. Zhou nodded in satisfaction. This battle was not in vain. The gains were perfect. At this moment, the greedy wolf avatar in the distance suddenly disintegrated, revealing the 100,000 soldiers inside. At this moment, their faces were pale, and their auras were very weak. Some of them could not even stand and fell on the spot. Zhou frowned when he saw this. Then he floated into the air and landed beside Wu Xian. "Greetings, my lord," Wu Xian said respectfully. At this moment, his face was a little pale even though he had just broken through. However, the smile on his face was also very obvious. "How's General Wu?" Zhou asked. There were soldiers around, so he did not call him Brother Wu like usual. "My lord, don't worry. I'm just a little exhausted. I'll be fine after resting for a while," Wu Xian said. "Are the soldiers also exhausted?" Zhou pointed at the 100,000 soldiers who were also pale. "Yes. It's a little too tiring to fight that Black Wind Demon Spear, Zhawu." especially the final greedy wolf howling moon array killer move Moonfall. It almost consumed more than half of the soldier's essence, chi, and spirit. That's why they're like this. But my lord, you don't have to worry. Let the soldiers have a good meal and go back to sleep. They'll be full of vigor the next day, Wu Xian explained. Zhou Zhou nodded slightly, feeling that this battle was still a little difficult. Then, he asked curiously, why haven't I seen General Wu use the Moonfall before? The greedy wolf totem is extremely mysterious and contains countless mysteries. I've studied it for many days and only comprehended this array formation killing move today. That's why I used it so late. Wu Kula smiled. Zhou Zhou acknowledged. So that was it. His gaze landed on the corpse of the Black Wind Demon Spear Zhe Wu. At this moment, this corpse had already been crushed to pieces by the greedy wolf howling moon array's killing move Moonfall. Its original appearance could not be seen at all. However, Zhou Zhou was not afraid in the face of the other party's tragic state. Instead, his eyes were burning. This was the first extraordinary tier hero he had killed in his territory. He could not wait to extract loot from this guy's corpse. Thinking of this, he went to the other party's corpse and placed his hand on it with no hesitation. A text notification appeared. Lord Talent Notification. Your loots have been enhanced by the King of Loots. Perfect Loots. Grade +1. Title hint. Your loots have been affected by the title of Strongest Lord. The number of loots has increased by 20%. Lord Talent Notification. You have obtained Perfect Loots, 96 Epic Tier Mist Cores, 360 Origin Crystals, 1 Epic Tier Intermediate Grade Hero Skill, Unparalleled Ghost God, 1 Epic Tier Intermediate Grade Hero Skill, Ghost God Military Morale, 1 Epic Tier Intermediate Grade Equipment, Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd, 1 Epic Tier Intermediate Grade Skill Book, Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd, 1 Epic Tier Intermediate Grade Skill Book, Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd Technique, 1 Epic Tier Intermediate Grade Skill Book, Ghost God Violent Storm, 1 Pious Tier Scarlet Crystals, 1 Epic Tier Advanced Grade Hero Inheritance Secret Manual, 3 Green Bronze Tier Elementary Grade Lord Talent Crystal Fragments. Whoosh! Zhe Wu's corpse immediately turned into a large number of loots and dropped. Zhou Zhou was immediately delighted when he saw the loot's notification. The Extraordinary Tier Advanced Grade Hero Inheritance Secret Manual had really become an Epic Tier Advanced Grade Hero Inheritance Secret Manual. Awesome! He suppressed the excitement in his heart and began to check the loots one by one. The first was the Epic Tier Mist Core. He had synthesized a Mist Core of this level through the Heavenly Mist Treasure Bag before. However, this was the first time it had dropped in reality. He took a few glances before placing the Origin Crystals, Scarlet Crystals, and the Green Bronze Tier Lord Talent Crystal Fragment into his spatial ring. Then, he looked at the 2 hero skills. Hero Skill, Unparalleled Ghost God Level, Epic Tier Intermediate Grade Skill Effect. The Ghost God General will release its own Ghost God power and be possessed by the Ghost God. During the possession period, the Ghost God General's body will increase greatly depending on the Ghost God General's strength. At the same time, the Ghost God General's strength realm, physical defense, restoration, nerve reaction ability, logical thinking ability, lethality, and destructive power will greatly increase. Moreover, every attack of the Ghost God General will carry the power of the Ghost God during the possession period and can attack enemies further away. At the same time, the Ghost God General can ignore the negative effects of any injuries on its body during the possession period until its Ghost God power is exhausted. It can use the Unparalleled Ghost God again after the Ghost God power restoration recovers by 50%. Hero Skill. Ghost God Military Morale. Level. Epic Tier Intermediate Grade. Skill Effect. The soldiers under the command of the Ghost God General will be in a state of compliance at all times during war. No matter what orders the Ghost God General gives, the soldiers under the command of the Ghost God General will obey them completely regardless of distance. During the battle, the Ghost God General and his soldiers will immediately enter the state of the Ghost God's heart. In the state of the Ghost God's heart, the Ghost God General and his soldiers will be in an absolutely calm state. Nothing can shake the minds of the Ghost God General and his soldiers. Moreover, it will greatly weaken the effect of pressure, illusion, mental enchantment, and other abilities. Zhou Zhou's eyes widened. These two hero skills were undoubtedly top-grade hero skills. The former could allow a hero to become a ghost god general who could take the head of an enemy general in an army of 10,000. The latter was a high-end version of Wu Xian's desired military morale. Zhou Zhou immediately thought of letting Wu Xian use this ghost god military morale. As for the unparalleled ghost god, Zhou Zhou thought of the 10-directional martial emperor, Feng Luo. This type of hero skill was a perfect match for a martial arts hero like Feng Luo. When the time comes, with the hero skill unparalleled ghost god and Feng Luo's superb martial arts combat skills, Zhou Zhou could already imagine how astonishing the other party's combat strength would be on the battlefield. As for level, it was not a problem. The level of hero skills represented the upper limit of their level, not the learning level of the skill. Then, Zhou Zhou looked at the 2-meter-long halberd with a black dragon and a blood dragon tattooed on it. Equipment name: Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd. Equipment grade: Epic Tier Intermediate Grade. Equipment effect 1. Demon Slaying. Demon God Demon Slaying Halberd's lethality to fog monsters increases by 300%. Equipment effect 2. Ghost God Evil Spirit. When the user uses the Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd, their body will be filled with Ghost God Evil Spirit. Life forms with weak resistance will feel as if they have seen a ghost god in the human world when they see the user. At best, they will feel fear in their hearts, and at worst, they will die from fear. Equipment effect 3. Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd. After the user obtains the recognition of the Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd, they will automatically inherit a combat method from the ghost god. After mastering this combat method, it can greatly increase the combat power of the Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd. Equipment effect 4. Ghost God on Earth. Sacrifice the Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd and summon a low-tier deity-level ghost god to reappear in the world. You will bear the consequences. What a fierce weapon! Zhou Zhou was secretly shocked after reading its attributes. He had seen more than 10,000 weapons and equipment. However, in terms of ferocity and ominousness, this demon-slaying halberd could be ranked first. Especially the equipment effect, the words, "You will bear the consequences," described by Ghost God on Earth. Just looking at them made one feel fear, as if releasing the Ghost God would cause a huge disaster. However, even so, this equipment was indeed enviable. Putting aside the last Ghost God, just the plus 300% lethality against the fog monster's effect alone tempted Zhou Zhou. This equipment has to be given to a reliable person to use. Zhou Zhou pondered. For some reason, at this moment, he thought of that child, Xiao Xian. The other party's blessing of the god of fortune might be able to deal with this ferocious weapon. However, he thought for a moment and finally dismissed this idea. Xiao Xian was still a child after all. As an adult, he did not dare to gamble, nor did he want to. At most, he would seal this weapon. In any case, no one in his territory could use it for the time being. As for the subsequent epic tier intermediate grade skill book, Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd, it was the Ghost God combat technique inherited by the Ghost God Demon Slaying Halberd. It was similar to the Dark Bone King's saber technique inheritance he had obtained previously. However, Zhou Zhou did not learn it because the level of skill learning was too high. He would give it to anyone in his territory who broke through to the epic tier intermediate grade in the future. Then, he looked at the last skill book. Skill name: Ghost God Violent Storm. Skill quality: Epic tier intermediate grade. Skill description: Summon a black tornado formed by the power of the Ghost God to surround the user. Any enemy who approaches the tornado will fly uncontrollably into the violent storm and be strangled to death by the power of the Ghost God if they are weaker than the summoner. An ordinary attack skill. Zhou Zhou took a look and put it away since he was not tempted. Then, Zhou Zhou looked at the final epic tier intermediate grade Hero Inheritance Secret Manual. Treasure name: Hero Inheritance Secret Manual. Grade: Epic tier intermediate grade. Treasure ability: After using it, you can obtain the hero inheritance of the Ghost God General, Sun Luo. Introduction: As a demon, the Ghost God will kill you. Ghost God General, Sun Luo. It's indeed the hero inheritance of the ghost god general. Zhou Zhou muttered to himself when he saw that his guess had come true.